This video looks at foul hooking, incorrect hooking, and how to rehook your chicken loop. Foul hooking is when you initially connect your chicken loop correctly like this, but then, without ejecting the chicken loop somehow flies off. Foul hooking happens when, for some reason, the chicken loop is no longer pulled into the harness hook. Then the chicken loop can become loose and drop out of the harness hook. While the chicken loop is loose, if you're unlucky, it can change orientation enough that, when some tension returns, the chicken loop does not get pulled back into the harness hook. The chicken stick might then hold the chicken loop to your harness under low tension, but with enough tension, the chicken stick will bend and the chicken loop will fly away. This leaves you with only your leash holding the kite by the safety line, so the kite should drop and flag out, unless of course you've decided to cling on to the bar. Gear choices can make foul hooking improbable. If you have a small chicken loop, and a more rigid chicken stick, and a chunkier harness hook, then foul hooking is very unlikely. With that setup, when the chicken loop is slack or pulled in, it stays in alignment with the harness hook, and then when tension returns, it goes straight back into the harness hook. Good habits and kite skills can also prevent foul hooking. Foul hooking might happen during a launch, for example. Perhaps you circle the kite standing too close to the kite and have line slack, then during that moment your chicken loop might drop out of place. The good habits shown in the launch video will prevent that, such as not grabbing the bar and instead focusing on your distance from the kite, and also having a hand ready on the chicken loop eject. Foul hooking can also happen from clinging hard to the bar. If you pull the bar in all the way and then keep pulling, you can actually drag the chicken loop out of the harness hook. So avoiding the instinct to cling to the bar can help. That will come with good lessons and with experience. Foul hooking might also occur because your kite has stalled, which can make your center lines and then the chicken loop become slack. Learning how to not stall your kite will therefore prevent foul hooking. I'll link tutorials for all of those skills in the description. The chicken loop should be placed inside the harness hook, with the chicken stick in the slot beneath. However, a couple of times I've seen people connect their chicken loops like this, with the chicken loop held not by the hook, but behind the small metal reinforcement rod. There will then be a lot of pressure on the chicken stick. In a couple of different ways, that can then cause your chicken loop to fly off unexpectedly. Since I haven't covered it elsewhere, I'm going to run through how you rehook your chicken loop after losing or ejecting it. First, check that the kite is properly disabled, with more than a kite span of safety line on your side of the chicken loop and the kite flagged out. You then approach your chicken loop. You pull yourself along the safety line, making sure to use a grip that prevents your hand getting tangled on the lines. Make sure to place the excess safety line neatly to one side where it won't blow into you. In this case, placing the safety line slightly to the left prevents it blowing into me, whereas placing it to the right could result in getting tangled with the line. When you get to the chicken loop, check you're not tangled, then grab the chicken loop. Do not rush to rebuild the chicken loop or rehook onto it. Let the kite pull the safety line through the chicken loop and observe. If anything goes wrong, simply release the chicken loop from your hand to flag out the kite again. In this case, the wind was light, so I had to help the kite catch the wind. Once the safety line is pulled through, the kite should then take its normal flying form. If your kite is behaving correctly, you can rebuild the chicken loop. Before rehooking, you must inspect the kite and lines. You may need to unspin the bar first, of course. Check all lines are in order. Also, make sure the kite has its normal shape and is not turning at all. If it was turning without your steering input, that would be the sign of a problem. If at any point there is a problem, you can release the chicken loop. If everything is in order, then hook onto the chicken loop and secure it with the chicken stick. Now you can relaunch using normal launch procedures, using one hand to steer the kite and one hand on the chicken loop eject. Thanks for watching. Please refer to the Kiters playlist to watch tutorials in order.